How is it going today? You gotta do the thing. No, you didn't even give me like, oh, I'm about to do it. We over there having a conversation and you just. How is it going today? Let's give us Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne N Jazz. Here you have Shigaraki VS Mahito. My Hero Academia vs Jujutsu Kaisen. Det battle.
You said that all so fast.
I know I did. I'm trying to get faster with it. I'm hyped for this battle. First of all,
they got the same color hair.
Yeah.
They got does Shigaraki have like stitches? Nah, not really.
Not really.
It's just hands. He's got creepy hands.
Nah, he got like decay on his mouth, I think. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Yo, do you ever think about him brushing his teeth?
He just. Oh my God, no. He can't brush his teeth. He I don't know. We'll talk about that at the end. I want about that too. Nah, think about it.
He gotta be dirty, right? Like, cause you can't like.
He can. I guess he turns his quirk on and off. Okay, hold on.
I don't know.
If you guys have any guys requests, please follow social media in the link in the description. Don't forget to
subscribe.
Let's dive on it. They might give us some answers. Let's dive on it.
Cause I'm like, if it's anything that he touches, right? Don't he gotta be dirty, or does he use one of the hands to do it for him?
He probably use that fake hand to do everything. Probably use the bathroom.
Maybe.
And it's our job to analyze.
Or he just go hands free.
Find out who would win a death battle.
Nah, because he's held things with him before, so I'm assuming that.
No, I'm saying touching himself, not.
Oh yeah, that's not.
Just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
But sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like flight or super strength.
Decay.
His terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for dear old dad. That one was intentional.
Yeah, he said, no, you gonna die.
Silently begging for anyone to help him. If only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one.
All for one.
The greatest supervillain in history.
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his League of Villains in destroying hero society.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk. Decay. It does what it says on the tin. And Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust.
Oh, all 5
fingers. Hold on, pause. There we go. So he can use the bathroom with 4.
So he like this.
He's like.
He's doing 2. He's doing 2 hands like that.
All right, let's dive back.
To destroy. Pretty menacing. If not for that.
He scratches with like that.
That's why he'd be like.
Hands are his thing, but come on. He just looks so dumb and fake.
Oh, those aren't prosthetics.
Those are his family members' hands.
From his family.
Yes.
That he killed. Attached to his face.
Yes.
And explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Okay.
While his use of decay started off relatively weak, it rapidly increased in power and range as Shigaraki came into his own.
Decay isn't even limited to whatever he's touching. Anything that touches something he's decaying also decays.
Which is crazy.
Like an all-consuming miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an entire city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets
cut it off.
vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of all time, Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero, All Might.
Only to fall flat on his face.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader.
Yes, he didn't have a plan.
Oh, he's just so cringe. He uses gamer lingo unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't go his way. He's the kind of guy who would say normie in real life in front of normies.
But they say defeat is the greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark conviction.
Right as All Might's new protege, Izuku Midoriya, was coming into his own as well.
These 2 rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All for One double KO'd each other, leaving Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight and conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal Liberation Front. Thousands of new soldiers for his personal army.
All to impress All for One's personal quack, Dr. Ujiko, who spent months upgrading.
I remember when you were like, something's up with that doctor.
I feel like that doctor took away Deku's original quirk. I feel like
I think you might be right. I think you might be right.
Because he was there with the mom.
Yep.
When he was a kid.
Even All Might's absurd.
I feel like he took it away.
All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an island-sized hole in a cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs.
And Shigaraki can now move fast enough that his body produces hypersonic shockwaves and can even catch laser beams.
Yep.
Right?
He's tough enough.
I wish we had her more, bro.
Man, we need to see her longer.
Now the new name for my penis. Move over, gigantic Omega Storm. Anyway, it also made a blast so big it showed up against the curvature of the Earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he will evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
I know, I thought that was disgusting.
My girl!
Shit. More heads!
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence, seemingly oceans of it in an instant, whenever he wants.
Ew.
He can use it as a type of armor to defend himself in close combat.
What?
But that's nothing compared to Ujiko's greatest gift. Shigaraki wanted to be the new All for One. So what better way than the old man's
Fuse them
quirk?
together.
All for One's quirk, All for One, allows its user to steal and store
And then,
touch.
And All for One has hundreds of them stored up, collected over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
Kinda like a piece of their soul. They exist in this kinda psychic world in Shigaraki's body, and can even act as a spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blasts, radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of
A whole
others,
bunch
and
of
the
stuff.
ability to track foes.
He can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric Kamehameha.
However, any vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk from Shigaraki's repertoire. They're also sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Which is when the second shoe finally dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All for One's vestige, that means All for One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's entire existence
evil.
was planned from the beginning. Why? Because All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura,
His grandmother.
grandmother.
That to mess with All Might, that is some next level hating right there.
It is.
Manipulated Shigaraki's entire life, all for one purpose.
Yes.
Create a soul so corrupted it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All for One's possession wasn't complete, and Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way through vestiges in the process, all to fight his rival Deku one last time.
Man.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All for One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to
That's
be.
wild.
Man, that's
Not the
crazy.
broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though, Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life. The one thing his lifelong nihilistic tantrum was really all about. He got a hero who tried to save him.
All for One is diabolical.
Yes.
His
It's
brother
villain.
Abel
Shoot.
and wetted his fields with
Yes.
his blood, man's greatest fear has been his fellow man.
But what if this fear took on a life of its own?
All that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice, which believes in nothing but the law of the jungle.
Well, then
And
you
just
have
chaos.
the special grade curse with the patch face, Mahito. Oh, I've had people tell me I'd become a human disaster curse when I ate too many mojitos.
Mahito is one of the deadliest beings to ever afflict mankind. He's no mere mortal though, but a cursed
Name means true
spirit.
person.
Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxieties, jealousies, hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
The fear of locusts, kind of weak. Or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger. or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful. Those negative emotions manifest as Mahito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil Ki.
Just
Cursed
walking
energy can be
around.
used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune to physical damage. They may be physically present in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghost cockroaches or my ex. That's why you need a Jujutsu sorcerer to come in.
That scene was so great.
Shit out of them. They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity. Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito was special. You see, most curses are basically dumb animals, but Mahito has so much cursed energy
Yeah.
that gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world. In fact, they made Mahito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Mahito possessed philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict, Mahito
Ridiculous.
is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters,
'Cause he don't
why not
care.
have fun with the slaughter.
All right.
Like, get your steps in. He loves to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character before slitting your throat.
Man, that was sad.
Considering his curse technique, idol transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's soul with just a touch,
Oh.
including his own. In fact, he's so good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Mahito squash, stretch, and shape-shift his body into literally anything he wants.
I know.
Like Play-Doh. He can turn his limbs into blades or clubs, grow wings like a bird or fins like a fish, reform his body around injuries, or even create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he
I
touch
feel like
a human,
Mahito gonna win.
his
I don't know.
alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul, those physical wounds are gonna be
Aw,
impossible
man.
to heal.
Even if his alteration isn't directly fatal, the human body won't last more than a few moments in a transfigured state.
Oh, that with one touch!
Oh, they ain't gotta show
His
that.
powers mean Mahito treats humans as effectively disposable
Playthings,
dolls that
yeah.
he can gleefully experiment on.
And he doesn't
The more
care.
casualties, the better, especially if he gets to break your spirit first and watch you suffer.
Even more twisted is when he combines two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity. Essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent. Yeah.
Mahito is unbelievably creative with his application of idol transfiguration, and despite being a newborn curse, consistently keeps experienced sorcerers on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
By applying cursed energy within 1 microsecond of an impact with an enemy, space itself will distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Ridiculous.
Does this hurt like a mother? It restores your curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. It's no surprise then that Mahito also unlocked the pinnacle of sorcerer techniques, the domain
Main expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Mahito can use idol transfiguration instantly.
Right,
without
whenever you
even
want.
needing to touch you.
It's called the self-embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's
It's so much
absolute
power
control
scaling in this show that sometimes I lose track of it.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'd be like, all right, whatever.
failed was against the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living thing, blah, blah, blah.
Everybody thought thought he was boring, but Sukuna?
Sukuna?
Of curses. Sukuna.
Man, Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body. Sukuna didn't like that. I'm surprised. He kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Mahito knew to be cruel and meaningless. So he made it his mission to crush Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow Disaster Curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor capable of reducing the city of Shibuya to ash.
That'll take an energy of over 800 kilotons of TNT.
And Mahito can take as good as he can give.
I'm a favorite.
Jumping him.
He evolved, unlocking a vastly more powerful form, the instant body of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and arm blades. This was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into. A true blight on all mankind.
When it lasts.
He might win, I don't know.
Battle of Resolve, Yuji won out. In a dog-eat-dog world, there was now a bigger wolf.
So he took
I love that scene.
like a bitch. What do you know?
Yeah, he was scared.
He became a whole lot more meaningful the second it looked like it was about to end.
All that
Smiling Friends is so fire.
hypocrisy in the end.
For him, maybe, but Mahito found a convert in his archenemy. After a battle that wiped out thousands of innocent people, Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exorcising this curse.
In a way, that was Mahito's final victory. The destruction of another human being's soul.
Yeah, making him go to those lengths.
But the curse Mahito inflicted on the world would bring it to its knees.
Man.
Because, I mean,
I'm gonna go with Mahito. Mahito looks like you gotta destroy his soul in order to destroy him.
damn.
Oh my god. Yeah, time to go. Woo!
I'd heard of a powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us. We could use a freak of your talents.
Oh, me? Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How about I bring them your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition, Sikkim.
Oh.
No
Oh, the
moves.
no move.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what's this? It's fun. See, he's having fun in this.
I know.
Look.
Oh.
And then now let me put it back to you.
Ugh.
Yuck. Just seeing all the fingers is
I
yuck.
know.
He said, oh.
Did you actually just say that?
Ugh.
Yuck.
God, how lame.
Damn. They jump him like they jump.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Audition over. Did I get the part?
They talking that talk.
Right.
All them people in that. I'm about to say.
Oh. Oh. We hit him with a black flash.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
He could just regrow.
Yeah.
I wonder if he could decay.
But
No.
he's like, you can't really.
No, no man extension.
No. Did it in his mouth. Oh my god.
Oh
Oh man.
I can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy is mean and wants to make it everyone else's problem. Grow up.
Shigaraki the leader of the incels. I ain't gonna lie. He is. All for one sitting there.
My masterpiece.
Ooh.
I felt your soul too. You hate humanity because you were born that way.
Him running.
I hate them for a reason.
Oh. He said my hate goes stronger than you because yours is just senseless.
Grow up.
Oh, wow.
Wow, they gotta explain this one.
Wow.
They gotta explain this one. Boy, they gotta explain this one.
Whoa.
Like a bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Why we're breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
The power is the most
First,
important.
let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Mahito? He's an invisible.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Cursed energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses
That's very
in
true.
life and death scenarios.
Very true.
And with the Surge quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing Mahito wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki's scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster too, considering he could react to light beams, while Mahito's Black Flash capped out at nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff at, but Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki takes stats.
But survivability was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher. And his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
I hate seeing all them fingers,
Mahito
bro.
is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out.
Exactly.
Mahito's regenerative ability via idol transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a crucial question. Could Shigaraki even kill a curse like Mahito in the first place?
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put Shiggy down with idol transfiguration?
Yep.
That's what I was
Down
thinking.
to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks all for one had collected over all the years. But none that we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idol transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of idol transfiguration. The fact that Mahito could not avoid targeting Sukuna while attacking Yuji meant that he couldn't target specific souls inside.
That's it, because he was like, what you gonna do?
Sure, he's down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Mahito has no way to defend against Shigaraki's primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past. Again, vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Mahito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and final edge.
Okay.
It was a unique duel to the death, but Shigaraki's overwhelming might, unstoppable powers, and deadly decay spelled the end for the disaster curse.
Nothing else to say. You really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
Hand.
It's Tomura Shigaraki.
Shigaraki's. Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Battle.
Oh, wait a minute.
Master Chief versus Doomslayer? Hey, okay, Jasmine
Y'all
is
already know that I'm on Master Chief's side. I ain't
Yeah.
even gotta see the video.
Jasmine loves Halo.
I'm just on Master Chief's side, okay?
Ooh-wee.
Halo was my game. Halo was the first game that I played that required online play. Like, I played other games that were not online, but that was my first online experience on Halo. And I was dogging. Okay? I can't.
What was your rank?
Oh my God. I think the highest rank I got, because I couldn't play as much because I had to share one TV and one console with my brother. But anyway, I got to like I forgot what it was called, but I had like a moon symbol in Halo 3. So like if you were played ranked and you know what that means, I forgot if it's called noble or whatever, but I was dogging people, bruh. And it was back in the day, well they still do it now, but it was back when like you would get on the mic and like I was like 13 and like I would have my little voice like, hey everybody, just for me saying hi y'all. Just for me saying hi, I got we got a girl on the team or we about to lose, and they didn't say girl, they said the B word, so I'm just saying it just to censor. So it's like, oh yeah, we got a girl on the team, go make a sandwich, and then I would turn off the mic, go silent, dog the lobby, dog them, and then I would have so much, then be like, oh, you want to be invited to my clan? No, you know what? I'm about to cuss. Just no. F you, okay? That's what I was saying, okay?
Let's not get demonetized now. Okay.
I'm not trying to get demonetized.
But that's gonna be an interesting death battle. This one was pretty good too. I was excited for this next one. Yeah, the Doom Slayer. I don't know too much about Doom, but I'm excited to learn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I just see it as a bloody game, Doom, but I know there's big lore to it. Right, I know there's big lore to it, so I'm just going to shut my mouth and learn. But this was a great death battle. I enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
share. This is